Hello and good morning, you two. How are you doing today?
We're doing great, Arrow. Hello.
I'll tell you what, I'm so proud of the two of you for releasing this book. And the reason why is because the mythology of podcasting, way back in the 1980s, it started with writing and then it became the podcast. So to see the two of you doing a book and a podcast together, you are living out the mythology. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're trying to grow.
Kenny, what is it about mythology that you like? Because, I mean, we had it in school, but I don't hear a lot of kids talking about it these days. And it's like, oh, we need books like this to get that engine going again.
Well, you know, it's storytelling, isn't it? I mean, that's what it all comes down to. These myths were originally told as stories, and then Homer and Hesiod and a few other folks decided somebody should write these things down, and that's how it got going. We're just thrilled because I think the Greek mythology that I grew up with, I was kind of a D&D or Dragons nerd before it was cool, and I read the Edith Hamilton book, and I thought it was really fascinating and really cool. I love the original stories of Greek mythology, but I think what's great about them is that they are still so incredibly relevant to today. These archetypes, these characters, you can look at Hades and see Darth Vader. Yeah. You can look at Athena and see Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? You can see how these characters and these archetypes have existed in storytelling and in stories for so long. And I think it makes them relatable in a completely different way. Even in the world of AI, where so many stories are borrowing from other stories, and and how everything is sort of a derivative of something else, it's so cool to go back to the original source material and feel a connection to that. And I think kids really get that.
Now, Jillian, speaking of seeing things, what about the Oracle of Wi-Fi? Because so many people love this feature on the podcast.
Yes, she's a great character, isn't she? It's so much fun to write for her. Yeah, she was originally created as a way to sort of call out some nonfiction facts, offer some commentary, sort of be an educational component that National Geographic Kids is known for in their books and stuff, of having these little sidebar characters. And when we were doing the podcast, we wanted to bring that to life, and we did that with the Oracle of Wi-Fi. And then, after writing for her for a couple of seasons, she just became a sort of character. She has a passion for snakes, and she likes to joke with Kenny. So she's just become this sassy little know-it-all kind of, and it's been so fun, and it's been great to see that brought to life in the book as well, with the illustrations and her commentary on the side. So it's been fun. She's a great character for sure. One
of the favorite things in here, Kenny, you can eat like a Greek. I mean, this is more than just mythology. I mean, it really does get into, so kids can go, oh, wow, I've got that. I can eat like the Greek.
There's one that's sort of about Olympic events and athletics, and there's another one that we actually have a table of contents that has all the gods in it.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much extra information that if a kid wants to really do a deep dive, they can get that in the margins of the same page. And that's actually what inspired the Oracle of Wi-Fi. They wanted to come up with an audio way to provide those same kind. Jillian turned it on its head and gave it a voice and a life.
Now, Jillian, one of the things that's pretty cool about it is the fact that moms and dads are going to have to explain that Hercules the goat, because they're going to go, bah! No, not that kind of a goat. We're talking about greatest of all time, are we not?
Yes, that is correct. So I think we actually make that same joke in the podcast. We got the goat noise sound effects. So yeah, we try really hard to make it relevant by using those, those expressions. What the kids are saying today, we sort of merge it into today's culture. Has been.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. There's so much of this that is relevant to today's world, and I say this a lot, but the Greek gods themselves are really, really human-like. They kind of mirror the human experience. It's not God-like, this benevolent, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving being. Greek gods are petty, mean, jealous, arrogant, and those are the nice ones. You know what I mean? And so you have to really understand that the human experience is about a total person. And when you look at that, you look at your heroes, and you see even your heroes, make bad choices sometimes, it helps you relate to you, feel more connected to the stories.
Jillian, how about powerful women? That's a good chapter because we are in that age right now where it's like, bring the women forward, show how strong they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there are so many powerful women in these stories. At like Atalanta, we got Athena, Hera. There's no shortage of strong female characters in here. And it's been great. It's been so fun to bring them forward and to sort of give them a voice. And there are times where we have to kind of explain their point of view a little. Men have dominated the stories for so long. But it's cool. It's just, look at the Amazon tribe of female women. Like, there's lots of powerful, strong ladies taking Mount Olympus by force. So that's been really great to bring them to the limelight.
Kenny, one of the things that people are very active in, and that is sports. And you've got a chapter here that's exactly that, play like an Olympian. And here's the thing that the people are going to like. There are real pictures of real people in here for young readers to go, oh, we do that at school. Oh, you mean what? This is mythology?
Right. Yeah. The kids can really relate to that. The illustrations in this book are amazing by Javier Espila. They're amazing. I love the fact that Nat Geo, of course, uses actual images and real people. And when it comes to the sporting event, the Olympics, this is something that, is a Greek history. But it's also really cool just to understand, why we run in a circle around a track, why a gymnasium is called a gymnasium. There's really it's relevant history for kids and families.
And the actual book itself, because, one of the things I talk about on iHeartRadio a lot is that words on a page are my interpretation. Words in a podcast are your inflections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me personally, that was the trickiest part of writing this book, is we wanted to stay true to the tone, to the spirit, and the essence of the podcast. To that brand that, the audience has come to know. But putting that into a physical book, it was challenging. We had to make sure that it really translated the theme, that the humor, that the audience still felt like the Oracle was that same beloved character. And I think, we really managed to pull it off as best as we could and really make that transition seamless. But then at the same time, we knew that there was going to be brand new readers who have never heard of the podcast. So we needed it to speak to them as well and not to feel like they were left out of all the endless inside jokes about the Oracle liking snakes, for instance. So trying to make them feel like they're a unit, that they're an extension of one another, was the challenge and the goal. And, I hope that we did it as well as we possibly could.
Wow, you guys have got to come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Thank you.
Arrow, thank you so much.
Will you be brilliant today, okay, you two?
You too.